Hey, this is me building and strategizing in public how I take my sales coaching business from 0 to 150K with 60% margins in 6 months. And these videos always follow the same structure. So you guys know exactly what you're getting out of it. First, I build and strategize in public. I go through the business stats and I answer any Q&A questions that you guys might have. I have one simple, tangible goal with this series, and it is that I want everybody who watches this to get at least one actionable item that they can go out and implement into their coaching business. So today, let's see what I worked on. So for today, I'm mainly in the product phase where I'm trying to build my product because I want to make sure that when I launch my ads, I can scale quickly and I can ramp up spin very quickly. So I also want to be able to fulfill all that to a very high degree, as I see this not as a short-term play, but a long-term play and a long-term business where I need good client results. So all that I'm doing right now is just I'm trying to build a really solid product, which includes, and this is for me especially because it's like educational. I'm trying to teach people a skill. So I need to have a lot of modules teaching them all the theories behind it. So I'm very hard on recording videos right now. I'll show you the exact flow that I personally use, scripting with Claude, and how to record them and how to edit them. And then also right now I'm working on the introduction modules. As we talked about in the last videos, I want to make sure that my onboarding is so fucking perfect that people just do not have a choice but to keep working with me. And then also I'm planning out exactly how the launch is going to go. We will be filming on Friday. I booked a videographer on Friday to help me film the ads. So I will take you guys in another day on how to script them and what kind of videos I have planned and what kind of purpose that they serve. But right now it's just for the planning. The thing I really want to share with you guys today, and the thing that you guys can use, is exactly how to make these course modules, because I think a good product is one of the most important things in a coaching business, because it is what drives LTV, client satisfaction, and having as little headaches as possible so you can focus on what really drives your business, which is the acquisition part of things. So the exact flow that I use is a combination with Claude. So it's a combination with Claude. So let me show you guys. What I do is I always prompt it first with what is it that I'm trying to do. So, hey Claude, I'm creating a module about sales process. The purpose, give it a purpose. The purpose of this module is to enlighten my mentees on exactly what the sales process entails, serves, and why it's useful. I want to get this in context. I run a sales coaching academy where I help beginners get remote sales jobs. A month, ask me a bunch of questions that will help make this module. I will answer it and give you a transcript. We can make a lot better prompt than this, just try and play around with it. But what I want to do is I want to show it what video I'm making, the context of everything, and then I want it to give me a bunch of questions, which I will answer with a Loom or another software that I will show you guys later. But what I'll do is I'll answer all these questions with all the information that I might have. And this often takes between 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how big the module is. But what you want to do is you want to answer all these questions, like where most of them starting from, total beginners, blah, 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 blah. Just giving it more clarity. And then about what you teach. Then you answer all these questions that will help script the actual module with what you know. But instead of you having to write everything out manually, you can just speak into the bot, which I found a lot better. What you can also do is just click on this button. You can answer from here. So walk me through your version of the sales process step by step in your own words. What do you call each stage? I want to take them from current situation, future state, blah, 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 blah. You just talk with it, and then it creates a script with all the information that they're giving you. So it's you speaking, it's your voice. and it's all your knowledge. But instead of you having to write it through, you can do these super quickly. I like to do simple documents. So it could look something like this. After you've made it, it makes a document for you like this. You can just prompt the Claude to give you the exact way that you want it structured. But I always have the same like building, and then I just put it's built with like everything that I said, and I just read these documents out loud and then add to whatever I feel like needs to be added to. I'm not trying to make it sexy. I'm trying to make it, and then I will make it perfect later. Right now, I just want something out there that serves the purpose, that gives them the knowledge that they need, but maybe not in the most sexy format. I just want it to be done. Now, a software that I've begun to use in stats that I use is instead of like regular Loom is a software here called Descript, which I found super, super smart because you can do so many things in here. And I'll show you exactly what I've just done with this pitch module here that I've made. Super long as well. One of the coolest things you can do is you can get it to remove all your filler words. And if you're like me who uses a lot of filler words, this is super powerful. You can try and see here. Through to making 100K in per month with absolute certainty. Right, so the way that we're going to do that, right, boom, 2 filler words here. I can just remove these. Let's see how it is now. Absolute certainty. So the way that we're going to do this is boom, so much better. And you can just go through and remove all these filler words and make your presentation so much stronger. Another thing that you can do is right now, I don't have availability for the best microphone in the best studio. So I have to deal with what this computer can do. And one thing you can do is you can go into AI tools here. And then you can go into here, remove filler words, but also studio audio. Right? If I remove this, try and listen to this. Can we customize this? Because I don't have any. That's terrible. Now let's go into here. Let's go into studio audio now. It's on. Put that shit up to 100%. Information, but so much fucking better. So even if you don't have the most things available for you right now to shoot really high quality content, this is a good way for you to still keep going and not use it as an excuse. What I'm trying to do, so I make sure I can do this as fast as possible, is just remove as much friction as possible. Because the more friction that I have, the more excuses I'm able to tell myself to do that will make sure that I will not make progress in this. And I do not want that to happen. I want this to be done so I can scale as quickly as possible. Now, there's so many cool things that you can do in this software. You can make, see, we can go into me here. You can put on effects, and then you can go into green screen. Let's see, boom. And then it's just me talking here. Here you can say something like, so do you remember how you talk? So many cool things that you can do in here that just takes a super, super shitty setup into a decent enough setup. And again, the most important thing with these is the knowledge within them. It's not always the quality of it. Even though with me, I really want to make a high quality course at some point because I'm selling B2C, where it's a lot about perceived value and not as much just the useful things of these. But right now, this will have to do, so I cannot use it as an excuse of why I should not launch, create ads, and get that bustling. So I believe this is the Loom killer. It's super good. The only thing that's not as good as Loom is like the link thing. They do have a link thing here or up here, but it's not as good. After this, I could just take the link here and then put it into school and it would work. But here I have to download the videos and then do it, which is not as cool. But still, I definitely think this is the Loom killer if you want to make modules. Super, super good. Also super easy to edit here. If you have places where you do some stupid shit, which I did in this video, where I had to search up how to pronounce a English word because I'm not English first language. But yes, super, super good. I definitely feel like this will kill Loom out, and it will never kill Loom. Loom is doing super good, but for this specific purpose, I believe you guys should use this instead. So yeah, guys, I hope this is an actionable thing that you guys could use and go out and do today. For the business stats, I have made absolutely zero money today. I have booked 0 calls, and I've gotten 0 new Instagram followers. You guys are probably asking me, why am I filling this out when I have nothing going for me? And it is for the reason that what you inspect, you respect. the more times that I have to put down the number 0, the more agitated I will be, and the harder I will push to start actually putting in some money in here. So even though it's not the funniest thing to do and it's not super cool to track, the reason we have tracking is we want to get an overview, right? And with an overview, we can decide what actions we need to make, right? And if I see every single day that I'm not booking any calls, I'm not getting any followers, I'm not making any revenue, I'm getting pushed towards doing that and doing the actual items that will actually make sure that I do it. Also, if you want to scale really fast, you got to know your numbers. Also, more than just this, you got to know all your finances to make sure that you're profitable and you're profitable to the degree that you want to be at. But again, what you inspect, you respect. Numbers are the most important things, and you guys should track it every single day religiously. And today, no money. For the YouTube comments, no YouTube comments yet, but I'm sure they will come at some point after these videos have been done for a while. I want you guys to get one actionable item out for today, and the actionable item I will give you guys is try out Descript instead of Loom when recording your modules. This is going to be so much more effective for you, and it will make your clients' success so much better, and their client satisfaction, it will be so much better.